Good morning, everyone. Today we will start with the new poem, Animals. So this poem, Animals, is penned by Walt Whitman. So in this poem, the poet, he tells frankly that he feels more comfortable and at home with animals rather than his fellow human beings. So he has lost faith in the race of man and he wants to turn and change his position with animals. So what he feels is that the animals, they do not run after the material things other than their food. They are contented with whatever they have, and it is that he feels that he points out the evils that are present in human brain and which he thinks animals do not have. So he feels it's better to be with the animals than with the human beings. So before we start with the detailed explanation, a brief introduction about the poet. Walt Whitman was the poet of the 19th century, and he was like a major figure in the early American poetry. So he was the one who broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. So he is referred to as the father of free verse. So free verse means without having any rhyme scheme. So he was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry that was in free verse. And the poem Animals is taken from the Song of Myself, that is in The Leaves of Grass. So this poem, Animal, it shows Walt Whitman's love for world of animals. He feels like going back to his animal self. He thinks that humans are selfish. They have a hypocritical nature, and he feels that animals are far better than human beings. So animals, they do not have sense of being superior or inferior. So he feels animals, they are far better than the human beings. So now let's begin with the detailed explanation. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. So here the word placid means calm, peaceful, relaxed. Contained is to keep up control. So the poet, he says that he wants to live in the world of animals. He says that the poet, he says that the world of animals, it is far better than the world of human beings. So he feels quite depressing amongst living amongst the living in the human world, and he wants to be there in the world of animals. So he says that animals, they are quite calm, they are quite relaxed, and they are self-satisfied. So he says that he feel that they are more peaceful, they are more self-satisfied, because they are not running after the worldly things. So they do not have greed, they do not have they do not have greed for anything. So they are self-contained, means they are happy with the life, and they do not want to interfere in the lives of others also. So human being, they have a nature, like they always are not satisfied with their life, but they are more interested in the life of others, and they are always interfering in the life of other people. So poet, he feels that the animals are better than human beings because they are calm and they are self-contained. They are happy with whatever they have. They are not interfering in the life of others. So the poet, he feels that that is why, like poet, what he does is he stands and he looks at the animals for a long time. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. No one, not one is dissatisfied. Not one is demented with the mania of owning things. So here they do not sweat. So sweat means that here like it is perspiring and all, but here it refers to as complaint. Whine is to cry. Demented means mad, crazy. Mania is obsession. So now in this it is given. So the poet says that the animals, they do not sweat. They do not sweat and grumble about their condition as the humans do. So they never complain about the misery. They never cry loud like the humans do. They, the humans, what they do is when they lose something, they cry loudly. So animals, they are not like that. They never do that. They never tell anyone about their misery. They never grumble about the condition. And it is nor do they lie awake, and they do not cry over their sins like human beings. So it is the human beings who are always repenting for their wrong deeds. But the animals, they do not do they do not show anger if something wrong happens with them. So he says that most of the human beings, they do this only. And in order to gain popularity among their fellows, so what they do is they try to show their good deed to other people. So the poet, he thinks that animals, they never irritate him by doing such things. They do not, they are away from the materialistic world. They do not want the praises from their fellow beings. They are not always dissatisfied like human beings are. So they are happy with the conditions they live, and not even a single animal is discontented or he is crazy with the desire to possess more and more things. So they never run about the worldly things. They are away from the materialistic world, and they do not want luxury. And he says that it is human beings, they are crazy, they are demented, and what they do is they are running, always running behind the materialistic things. And in this race for possessing everything, so what they do is they try to they want to gain popularity among their fellows. So they show them down by doing some other deed. So the poet, he says that the animals, they do not make him feel bored by discussing their duty with duty to God. So he says that no animal is discontented, no animal is crazy and they do not want to possess more and more things.